Right, it's happened again. It's happened again. I just had one. Right, yeah. I always believe it's about the Sphinx in Egypt. Right. I was just thinking about the video earlier, how in the morning, just, you know, you saw Beth Fox just came and sat. Basically, she almost sat like the Sphinx, didn't she? She sat with her two legs completely forward, looking at me, and she looked quite, for a dog that doesn't have facial expression, she looked quite pleasant, didn't she? And I analyse things a lot, don't I? And you can go back now, you can see what I've got out of that video. So yeah, the way I analysed that was, she looked quite content, happy. You know, she's just had a chewy. She's still got her food that she slept next to all night, bless her. You know, the funny thing with that, she likes a t-shirt or something over her food. She does that burying thing with her nose constantly if you leave anything out. But she likes it out, because if you put it in the cupboard, she's like, where's my food? And she keeps coming in to check on it and then going out again. It's like her life's mission. Food's so important to animals, isn't it? So funny. But yeah, like, I always think, oh, you should, you know, it's nature, which to me is God. You know, nature is the word that people use when they want to describe God without describing God. You call it nature, in my opinion, obviously. Yeah. And I thought, right, so I thought to myself, my line of thinking is, she looked submissive. The way she was sat looking at me, it's almost like she was expecting me to, you know, say, right, what's happening next? It's almost like she was waiting for further orders almost, wasn't it? Is he going to play with me? Is he going to do this? What's he going to do? I'm just going to sit here, look at him pleasantly, say good morning, and wait for further orders almost, wasn't it? Which is nice, you know. I'm not some evil dog master. You got to be in control, but I'm of the firm mindset that, you know, it's the pack mentality. So the leader of the pack has all the responsibility of looking after the rest of the pack, and the rest of the pack relaxes. Well, not in the wild, but you know what I mean, like in a civilized society for dogs. No, in a civilized dog civilization. Here we go. Look, here we go. Look, someone's dared to drive a car near us, and oh, that's it. Yeah, how dare they drive a car near us? Oh, look, see, look, food, look, she's like, look, there's my chewy, I've heard a noise, I'm not happy, have they come to get my chewy? Even though it's right next to me. Mad, innit? Madness. Yeah, so I think, oh, you look at animals. And I basically realised that she sat like the Sphinx, looking at me, what I would see as, what was that word I used? Submissively, not in a nasty way, but you know, right, you know, you look after things, you relax, you get everything, you get things sorted, you shout louder than me, because I do. And you know, I make sure that I've always been led to believe from a lot of the dog videos and that's where I got the eye blinking thing from. I realised that they're communicating with each other, so I'm like, right, well, I'm going to join in then. So I start blinking and telling them I love them as well. You know, same as each other. We all have I made the joke before, we all have a little blinking conversation. But yeah. So yeah, and then I thought, right, so if based on that, premise or theory that I've just kind of conjured up, if that is the case, if sitting in that position is a submissive thing, because she looked relaxed, didn't she? But submissive. And I thought, so is the Sphinx a big metaphor for submission, you know? And I thought, okay, if it, Mr. Black and White thinking, here we go, you ready, strap in. If it was, who would it be to? That were the people around it. Not the people who built it then. No, not the people who built it, because they wouldn't build a big reminder, a metaphor of being submissive in that position. And you think back then, there was no telly, so all everyone did was just play with animals and like eat them and herd them. And then use their fur for rugs. So the world was very animal orientated. You know, so they knew their animals, didn't they? I dare say it was taught in school, because animals are such a big part of your life. Probably part of growing up in school was, or whatever education they had. I'm sure, sorry, not school, is it? They're taught by their parents. But yeah, I mean, when you're getting taught by your parents back then, think about it, you're going to get taught life skills, aren't you? And life skills is what's happening in your life. So those life skills would be very animal orientated. Therefore, you would know your animals, you would know their nature, you would know things like that, wouldn't you? So would it be a stretch to say that it would be commonly known 3,000 years ago when the world was completely different? I mean, 1950s was different to now. It was another world. Oh, hello, yes. Everyone on telly speaks like this, and it's very proper and very prim, and it's what we promote in here. You know, now look at it. People like me on, well, not on telly, but, you know, people have access to watch it. Clicking the button, I suppose like telly, really, isn't it? It's just like crap telly. But yeah, when it's me on it, obviously not you, me, when I'm on it, it's crap telly. But yeah, so then I thought, okay, so there's a big, you know, hypothetically, there's a big Sphinx that's been built, and it was there for a metaphor for submission. And now, you know, and then again, I'd theorise, okay, well, that could be with the fallen angels. If they did build the pyramids for the technology, the vibration goes down, hits the mercury, and when mercury moves, it creates electricity, and that's the basics. They basically got free electricity, you know, and fallen angels who would have known it, their forefathers, you know, the fallen angels and the Nephilim, the actual fallen angels who saw the earth being created, would have known its capabilities. This is my hypothesis. And when they came down and took over the earth, because they ruled it and everyone was scared of them. So if everyone's scared of them and they took over the earth and they're ruling it, why not build? And you've got the capability to, because you've just built pyramids at huge power stations all over the world. That's where everywhere, isn't it? And Amazon, you know, everywhere. To the power stations, everyone needs them, so that's why they're everywhere. It's simple. Oh, come on, I've got BPD. I keep forgetting stuff. It's all right. I'm close. Just give me a minute or a second, please. Oh, right, yeah, Sphinx. Ooh, that's close. Sphinx. So yeah, my final point was, well, if that was the case, and like now all this time has gone past, and now there's just a remnants of the Sphinx, could that explain why the head's been reshaped and it's smaller? Because it's clearly smaller than the rest of the body. So that, again, Mr. Black White thinking, here you go, ready? What was the head or the face, or now we know it as a metaphor? So if you're going to build a big animal as a metaphor for in the body, you know, in the position of the body of the animal as a metaphor for submission, then why wouldn't you put, because you're big and scary, you know, you're the fallen angels and Nephilim, no one can mess with you, you've got a better technology, you're harder, you're faster, you're wiser, no one's got a chance. No one would have had a chance. They could have literally been stamped out by a big foot with a big steel toe cap on. You know, I think these Nephilim were roughly 5 times the size of humans. So and they're faster, stronger. We've got better technology. You know, like we're probably talking Terminator here, aren't we? Like, what can you do apart from, you know, I don't know, tunnel in and hide? Wow, yeah, that's thinking on the spot. I mean, if there's a gang of these huge Nephilim running round, like, I don't know, just eating heads off people, Jack and Giant Beanstalk, I don't know. You don't know, do you? Crazy. But yeah, so if the Sphinx, so yeah, why not put a big scary head of the Nephilim, or even better, their forefathers, the fallen angels? I bet they looked quite terrifying. So yeah, why not? And that could be why the head's been reshaped. Obviously, we can't have people knowing that, because if any part of this Bible, you see, in the world we live in, if any part of the Bible is proven to be true, then it can't, and a lot, because the stuff is so far-fetched and out there, imagine it, you know, something was so far-fetched and out there, it was like almost the most far-fetched, rated the most far-fetched story in the Bible. Now, let's speculate that was actually proven to be true, and it went all over the news, and it, you know, it was broadcasted the way it should be, not hidden. And they were like, yeah, the official take, all the countries agree, we've all had a big conference, they say. And yeah, we all agree that this is correct. This story is accurate from the Bible, right? So surely, Pete, you're going to go, I want to read the Bible. I wonder what else is accurate. So straight away, it's the beginning of the end for the government who wants to remain in control and not let anyone know that the Bible's real. So, all right, so you're in control. You don't want to know people. You don't want people to know that the Bible's real. All your forefathers and ancestors and political previous people have tried to get rid of the Bible, but somehow it's managed to last 3,000 years and it's still here. Right, so that plan didn't work. They can't go back in time like Terminator. So, like, right, there's this book that is the truth and the key to life. Now, we're in control of people anyway, so we need to somehow discredit it. So which campaign should we run? And then someone else would have gone, like me, but the evil version of me, I would have gone, just run them all. What? Run them all. Run every single one. Time them differently. Distraction, sex, violence, put violence on movies, have it everywhere, get people talking violent. How are we going to do that? 1950s, everyone talks prim and proper, and we've just had a war and they still talk prim and proper. Okay, let's have a Cold War. Let's have something that gets to everyone's nervous system and brain rather than physical. Let's give them trauma, but of the possibility of death and excruciating pain and watching your family die. Let's give them that instead of actually having a war. Let's pretend we're about to have one. And then what we'll do is we'll create a film like George Orwell's 1984. And then what we'll do is we'll put it on, and then we can portray it as fantasy. So then when anyone actually does compare real life to a film, everyone else can say, well, that's just a film, you're crazy. When really, and we can have a good laugh about it behind everyone's back. Because really, we've just told them exactly how things are and what we're doing. And we've got completely plausible deniability because we've just broadcast it to the whole world for the last 10 years as a fantasy. Yeah, man.